Well, firstly, it's good to see that the ABC had the event. I mean, that's a positive. And it's good to see that they're reaching out to promote tourism within the borough itself. And they highlighted some really, what I would say, very, very good projects. And we're delighted to see that, and to see that projects seem to be going to get funding for various aspects. Personally, and I'm going to put my Lurgan hat on here, I was a bit disappointed in that I didn't hear, I'm not saying there isn't, but I didn't hear at the conference, nor has it been communicated to me, of any major investment or projects for Lurgan. And I say Lurgan, I would actually say the same would be for Craigavon, and I'd have to say the same would be for Portadown. I'm delighted to see that Banbridge is really coming to the fore and is being projected very, very well. Armagh City itself speaks for itself, and the numerous events there. And so with obviously the willingness of ABC to promote Banbridge, Armagh, and the various events, I don't think it's wrong to say this. I'd like to see a bit more, and I'm being sort of biased here, but I'd like to see a bit more here in this wonderful historic town of Lurgan.
We'll come to more of what those ideas might be and how you go about that as the protagonists, or yourself too, Isobel. What were your initial thoughts? I know you weren't there. You've had a brief idea of what was going on. What were your thoughts?
I only got to read the bit that was on the Facebook. But the one thing that I did notice was that there was no mention of Lurgan, Craigavon, Portadown. And I was very disappointed, because we have a lot of history and heritage in this town that is extremely important. And probably one of the problems is we don't appreciate it enough. And maybe it's time people of the town and the people of the area actually got together and tried to help us to pull this to the fore and show how important the legacy here is, and how important, how useful to a tourism map that could be. We don't need big, massive funding for anything. We've been working on Friends of Shankill Graveyard now for 4 years with absolutely no funding. We are not applying for funding. We are making a point of not applying for funding, because the project belongs to the people, and if anything's going to happen, it'll be the people that'll make it happen, and we don't need funding to do that.
Neither of you have really been bashing of the council, and that's probably the best way forward, because if you start to kind of say they should, they would, they could, you kind of go down a route that's not really useful to anyone. You're both prepared to be at that stance, but where do you move it on and forward from that point of view?
No, as I said in my comments, Donagh, I commended the council for their efforts in Banbridge and in Armagh. I'm delighted to see it, and I'm delighted to see that there's a willingness on council to promote all aspects. But I think we have to maybe look at ourselves and not take a stick and be at the council with it, but we have to have a look at ourselves and say, our responsibility, have we done enough? Have we knocked enough doors? Have we promoted the town enough? What comes to us, what can we do? And certainly if we shake it up a bit, and then the council will obviously listen to us. And I personally feel, and Armagh is a wonderful city, and Banbridge is a wonderful town. I absolutely have worked in both places. But I genuinely feel that Lurgan is the equal, if not better, historically, than any of the towns, and we would match any of them. And quite honestly, I am frustrated, even angry at the image that this town gets, even amongst the media. I mean, and certain alleged comedians just think Lurgan is the butt of every joke, and that we're a joke town in this. Well, we certainly are no joke town. The history of this town is the match, equal, or the better of anything within this borough. And in fact, Lurgan is, without doubt, the hidden gem. And it's not enough just saying, oh, the council haven't done enough. We have to say, have we done enough? And as part of the History Collective, we need to do more, and we need to maybe shout a bit louder.
Fair points. You're not getting any resistance to that. I'm a firm believer in that myself. It's some of what I do in the kind of journalism in this, to let's see in what is positive in Lurgan. Yes, nobody's hiding behind the fact that things go on that you wouldn't wish to happen, but it hasn't and shouldn't be allowed to define us. What do you do on that basis? Perhaps I'll ask Isobel this. What do you see raises the game, brings the community in together? You're doing it already, but what raises that game? What can you and I and this collective and others do?
It is bringing the community together, and by community I mean the whole community. And the fact that we can work together as one community, not as a divided community. We work together as a community of everyone. And if everyone in the town can come and work along and promote the good things that are happening. And there are so many good things happening in this town. And they're all community based.
To be fair, there are groups that are doing this, not quite in silos, but it's like that. They're in their own silo here, and somebody's doing something here, and maybe never the twain shall meet. So there is good work going on here. How do you bring that all together to be that community driving force, to be a voice in tourism, to be at the forefront? I know that you do, David, with what you do. You have, if you like, the product here to do that. What you have to some degree, but what do the rest of us do? How do we bring other people into that, and what might it look like?
Well, that's why the the Heritage Collective was formed in the first place. In my opinion, and I mean, I think you'll agree, we decided then that rather than everybody be in your corner and I in mine, let's all be in the centre together. And we're not saying let's promote North Lurgan, or no, let's promote South Lurgan. We're saying let's promote all of Lurgan as a place to visit. And the only way that you can promote all of Lurgan is that all be involved. So it basically would be, as the Heritage Collective was to be like a wee umbrella group where it brings everybody in and we support each other. If somebody's having an event, we get in behind it, support it, promote it. If I'm having an event, we get in behind it and we support each other, we help each other. We're not in competition with each other, we are complementing each other, we're helping each other, and that is the way forward, is that we promote the town together.
And we would hope that any group, be it a sports group, a local community
association
or whatever, they all have something to add to what we do. And we would like to think that they could all join with us in the collective and help to try to bring this thing forward.
Does this need a physical place to bring people together? I mean, it's a great idea and concept and does work to some degree within our heads or within our conversations, and you can meet here and you can meet there. Does this require a central place perhaps? Is that a way forward?
Personally, I think a central meeting place would be absolutely brilliant. Somewhere where everybody can come together and do the work that they're doing themselves, and where we can all work together as a collective to promote the town. This could be a base for not only heritage but all cultural aspects, heritage, everything that people are interested in, or the arts, and what could all come together. Tourism for the town. I mean, if you want a tourist, as a tourist, if you come to Lurgan and ask where the tourist office is, there is none. If you ask where they can go to do research on their family history or even on the town, there's nowhere for them to go. The library is about the only place that you can get a little bit of stuff on the town, but even the all the history documents and the library that was put together for Craigavon Historical Library, which used to be housed in Waterside House, was moved into the Discovery Centre and then has now gone to Armagh. So if you want to look for any of your history and heritage.
So what you're saying,
Armagh.
what you're saying in that example is, if you want to discover Lurgan, you have to discover Armagh first.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Isobel here. We definitely need that hub is the word that we're looking for, and it would be a central hub. And the perfect place for that would be, if we're talking about a hub for Lurgan, it would be the centre of the town, where everybody is comfortable going to, independent of any particular organisation, group, or where people can go, and where they will find the expertise within that hub in whatever field that they're interested, mostly heritage, historical, as you say, the arts, culture, this, that and the other, somewhere to go, but not only just somewhere to go to find information, but a place that can host exhibitions, that can host lectures, that can really be used for the promotion of the town, its history and its people, and a place where everybody's going to be comfortable to go and sit in, and a place that will be used not just once a month or once every night, somewhere where it's going to be used day by day by day. And I personally believe there's enough skill set and professionalism and knowledge within the people throughout this town that could facilitate such a place. I think it's a must.
We'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. This is a discussion that could go on, and bits and pieces will move forward towards that. What do you see yourselves doing in context of that from this moment forward? What's the next step, say, for example, of the Lurgan Heritage Collective in this discussion?
Well, the next step, the collective would be to, once again, to get together and pull in more strands, because together we're strong. We need to get stronger. We need then to promote ourselves more. We need to wrap a few more doors. We need to speak to more people, and probably we need to raise our voice and speak it a little bit louder, and see if people will be listening. And maybe the time now is to start meeting with the council to put our plans on the table and see where they can help us. They're certainly willing, they're able, they're doing it elsewhere, and they have expressed an interest in it. And I think the responsibility of ours is now to basically make what's happening in Banbridge and Armagh, to make it happen here in Lurgan as well.
And I would agree with David on that totally. And we really do need other people in the town, other clubs, be it a rugby club, a GAA club, a music club, whatever. You've all got something to offer. So come along and join us, let us know what you have, and let's work together to see if we can get something for the town and for the people. But it will be the people that will do this. And we will hopefully have the support of our council.